How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to that car vlog channel. If you don't know already, my name is Andy, and this splotchy mess is my 1994 Dodge Dakota SLT. And this is part 2 of the shock replacement on this truck. Now, if you didn't catch part 1, you definitely need to go back and check that out. I'll throw a card up here right about now to go check that out. It's very interesting. That was a pain in the butt. And now it's time for part 2, the rear, which was an even bigger pain. And because of these two pains, the video is going to be extremely long. I had to split it in 2 parts. And if you ask why the wheels are muddy, you'll find out later. I had some fun with this thing. Anyways, here's part 2. Hope you enjoy. Now here we are under the back of the truck. I went ahead and took the spare tire out. It's in the bed, just to make getting to things a little bit easier, a little bit more working room. Down here I've got my big light bar. I love this thing. And we're going to do these rear shocks. Something interesting I see about these shocks, I don't think I've seen on very many pickup trucks. They both run behind the axle, so they attach to the axle and then they go behind it, both of them. Usually one goes in front, one goes in back. Not sure why Dodge chose to do that on this truck, but they did. That's how it is. It doesn't really matter. We're going to get these things changed. So now let's see what tools we're going to need to start this process. And now at the top, each shock has 2 mounting bolts. 1, 2. Now I stuck a 1/2 inch wrench on the top one here, on the top bolt head, and it's just kind of sitting there. And so what I got to do is kind of hold on to that, take my deep well 1/2 inch socket, and doing that for frame clearance, to clear this cross member as I turn. And I've got to hold the wrench back and turn the ratchet. Now, just like the front, I've doused these with penetrating fluid. I'm hoping to God these will break loose and not actually break in half, because these bolts actually do have to be used over. So here goes. Oi, that is a noise. That wrench hitting my exhaust. The exhaust makes more than one noise. Alright, I can feel it turning in the wrench. That's not a good thing. I don't want to ruin these because, like I said, I have to use these over. This is strictly a game of feeling it, because you're not going to be able to see this top bolt head. Also, you're not going to get anything but a wrench up in here. Not exactly the greatest design that I've ever seen for shocks or anything. I'm not really impressed by the rear shock design on this thing. But that's how they did it. That's what you got to work with when changing them. Alright, now we're back in business. I knew this was going to be a pain. I knew it. It's coming loose, but it keeps jumping out of the wrench because, man, this stuff is stiff. I hope I don't have to go buy new hardware. Oh, there's a chance I might have to. Having a 12-point box end doesn't help. If I can get it on the 6-point open end, that'd be amazing. Oh yeah. Alright. I'm not going to make y'all listen to my groaning. I'll be right back. Okay. After what seems like an eternity, because it was, I finally got all 4, 2 on each side, nuts broken loose from the bolts. Stupidest design I've ever seen, but it's done. Excuse the back camera work still. Now here is one of the nuts. You can see these things have this kind of built-in washer on them. This one came off and it left part of the washer behind. This one is also separated. These things are such an absolute pain I'm thinking I'm going to have to just buy new hardware. We'll see about that. Anyway, move right here to the bottom parts. Now, conveniently, these bottom parts are also 3/4 inch, just like the front. These won't be near as bad to take off. I just got my 3/4 ratchet, 3/4 wrench. Those will oppose each other. We'll get both these shocks off. Okay, with the nut removed from the bolt, give it a whack. And I may have to give it additional whacks with the center punch, but it's fine. There it is. Okay. Now we can pull this shock off. I may have to pound it off too. Once again, don't care if we break it. It's toast anyway. And goodbye. Alright. Those are off. The next step is to put the new ones on. But I don't think I can do that right now. Alright, I'm out from under the truck now. I'll show again why I don't think I'm going to be able to use these hardwares over. Even if I can, I just don't want to. One, I mean, it literally just took me, because I don't have impact stuff, maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours to get just to get 4 bolts off with the terrible design and just how badly stuck these were, even with penetrating fluid. Anyway, this piece right here, this is not supposed to be 2 pieces. This is supposed to be one like this. I believe it's a nut with a built-in washer. If it is supposed to be 2, well, it isn't anymore. Even if it is, this washer has a nasty crack in it. I don't know if you can tell. This one, the washer portion broke in half. And they're just going to be such a pain to get back on because of how bad they are. I think I'm better off just buying new hardware. However, it's like 8:30 right now. By the time I don't even know with the COVID-19 hours if I can get into Lowe's or anything right now. So it's definitely too late for that nonsense. So we'll pick this up tomorrow because I have to have the hardware. Now, let's do the bad shock test, shall we? I'd say, like I believed, they're bad. I don't think they'll come back up. Nope. You compress them fully. Means there's no pressure left in these things. They are shot. So there's a fully extended and a fully compressed rear shock. And just for fun, I'll do this front one too. There we go. Yep, all the way. No return. Fully extended, fully compressed front shocks. So, yeah, toast. We're glad to have these on, but I'm going to have to get hardware. It shouldn't cost more than a few bucks, but it's going to have to happen. So, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Alright, and it is the next afternoon, and we have a bag of hardware. Went to Lowe's. Less than $7. I have all new nuts and bolts. I decided, screw the old stuff, we're not using that over. Over here, we have the new rear shock. It's bound by this little tie or strap. I'm going to take that off of there, compress it. One moment. Alright. Press the shock. And remove the strap. And there it extends. Okay. Now installation is very easy. We're just going to take this end. Alright, so right here is the lower shock mount. That's kind of stuck the nut and bolt back through it for safekeeping. I'm going to take that out. Set them aside. Fish this up by the exhaust. Just going to shove that in there. Maybe a little bit easier said than done. Stuff on my arm. I'll get my pry bar. Alright, I'm going to try to pry this thing into here so I don't have to beat on my brand new shocks. I'm sure it's going to resist me. Damn. I'm absolutely certain it's going to resist me. I really don't feel like beating on my brand. I don't feel like beating on my brand new shocks if I can help it. To get them in here. Alright, we're going to keep working this thing. Alright, once we've successfully maneuvered the lower shock into the lower mount, tap that bolt through, put our nut back on. Once again, this is a 3/4 inch. Also, once again, there's no torque specs for this stuff. You just get it really tight. Before I tighten it all the way, we got this hole and this hole. I gotta be able to swivel this up and line it up with those holes. May have to compress a little bit. And actually, it'll kind of sit there, which is nice, because it's got that little divot that it sits in. Now let's run my new bolts through the top, and I've got washers to go with them. Attach the lock washer and nut underneath, and we'll tighten the tar out of those too. There we go. We have one shock installed. Still a bit of a pain with the way this is designed up here. I wish they had never done this, but it's much easier when there's no rusty bolts. Alright, I'm going to get the other one on. We're switching to the phone now because my camera doesn't want to record or save the clips I'm recording. Terrific. Anyway, here we have it. There's 4 new shocks under the truck, making for 5 pretty things under this rusty thing now. 4 shocks and a muffler. And you may notice that due to camera issues, and also me somewhat forgetting how to work the other one for a minute, we're at work to shoot this clip. I'm going to leave here, take the same path home now that we did the last time, and see, did the shocks make the ride any better on this thing. Here goes. Alright, I'm going to try to keep this phone as stable as I can, and we're going to take this stretch of highway again with the new shocks. Hard to hold steady when I don't have a mount for it anymore. Yep. like I said before, every vehicle bounces on this. But it does seem to be bouncing less. It actually does seem to be absorbing the bumps better. I hope that's going to come through when I upload this and, you know, play the difference in the video between the before and after. But so far it seems to be doing just fine. You're not supposed to do that, bro. Alright, let's run it back the other direction now. Alright, here we go, running back the other direction. Running relatively the same speed as the first time. Everything bounces through this section of highway, just mainly because of the way it was built. There's so many undulations in the road. But especially at the bridge joints, that's where it really gets bad. And it still bounces. Obviously you still notice it. But it's definitely not as harsh as it used to be. So I'd say this was a successful repair, way overdue, and an absolute royal pain. Alright, that's going to do it for this repair video. Finally done, and what a process that was. About $100 worth of shocks and $7 worth of brand new hardware, but got it done. It's an absolute pain. But I guess with all the rusty trucks, everything's going to be a pain. Anyway, hope y'all, at least someone enjoyed this video and it wasn't too low quality for you. It didn't suck too much. I admit it was very shaky, I'm sure. Anyway, if you did like this, you want to see more out of me, either on this truck or on anything else that I might be doing, make sure to drop down and subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so you'll know when I put another video up. Give this thing a thumbs up if you don't mind. Also go follow me on social media at that Car Vlog channel, Instagram and Facebook. Also, I'm always looking for cars to review and drive on the channel, and of course I will link a document down below to see things that I would like to review, at least right off the top of my head, although all offers are appreciated and considered. Once again, thank you all for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Take care and God bless.